Yo, what's going on, YouTube, man? Welcome back to the AGR channel, man. Welcome, man, officially to the YouTube channel, man. If you're new to the channel, man, make sure you're gonna like, comment, and subscribe, man. Turn on post notifications on to all so that you never miss a single upload in the near future, my brother. And today, we're gonna be reacting to why India needs Axar Patel to win World Cups, man. Shout out to India. Y'all boys really just won, bro. So I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, bro, you're from India. Congratulations if that was your team, man, because I know some people be from certain places, be supporting a whole different country. You know what I'm saying? But if you from India and you love India, shout out to you. Or if you're from somewhere else and India is your favorite team, congratulations. The World Cup was a banger, bro. I'm gonna be honest. It was some banger matches, bro. The semifinal was a banger, bro. The two, or like, I think it was like two super overs. Who was that playing? South Africa and Afghanistan, I believe. You know what I'm saying? I think that was like two super overs right there, bro. Really, like, bro, I was just really intrigued the whole World Cup. It was my first one of a cricket World Cup. Actually, it's my first one ever, bro. My first World Cup was going to be football because the World Cup is literally here in the USA and it's coming in like a couple months. But I got into cricket before the World Cup, so that was literally my first ever, bro, World Cup, and I was extremely like excited. I was extremely like flabbergasted at points, bro. I was extremely hyped. Everything was bro. It was honestly good, bro. I can't wait to the other leagues to get started, bro, because y'all boys know I love my watch alongs, bro. For the IPL, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna be doing watch alongs here and there. Definitely for the the CPL, the Caribbean. I think it's Caribbean Premier League, if I'm not mistaken. And listen, if you have any more type of recommendations that you would love to see on this channel, but y'all boys already know what to do, man. Go ahead and drop that down in the comment section down below, bro. And trust me, in due time, I'll get straight to your video, my brother. Without further ado, let's go get straight into the video, baby. Let's go and see why India needs Axar Patel to win World Cups. Shout out to them boys again, man. A lot of boys went crazy, bro.
Figures of
Wait, hold on. What was their score? Was 255 or something like that, bro? Shout out to them boys, man. Them boys went crazy, bro.
23, he was the player of the match in the 2024 T20 World Cup semi-final. And then come the final, he scores 47 of 31 deliveries. And then a year later in the Champions Trophy final, he bowls 8 overs for just 29 runs. An economy of just 3.6. And with that, he scores 29 in 40 deliveries. And then a year later after that, in the 2026 T20 World Cup, he gets 3 wickets for just 27 runs.
I'm about to say,
of course, I'm talking about the clutch Axar Patel. Now, Axar Patel is that kind of player in the Indian team that goes...
Wait, who said in the... These are like some OGs, gotta be low. Gotta be some OGs. Who's this right here? Well, who? Yeah, I don't think bro. I ain't gonna lie, I'm so lost. I think, like, bro, they gotta be some OGs. Oh, wait, no. Erman and Kapil. Kapil. That's my fault. Wait. So this is Erman and this Kapil right here? Or am I tripping?
Was underrated. That doesn't necessarily make headlines, but almost contributes in every single form of the game, whether it be bat or the ball or on the field. And we've seen that in the recently concluded T20 World Cup. But his story didn't start in 2026, nor did it start in 2024. It started way back in Gujarat. Now, Axar Patel in his school days was a class topper. He was fantastic in his studies, and him trying to become a cricketer wasn't a given because his mom didn't want him to be a cricketer because she was scared of him getting injured, and his dad wanted him to be an engineer. But because of his own passion for cricket, he took Axar Patel, who was just a 13-year-old, to Sanjay Patel, who was a former first-class cricketer for Baroda. Now, interestingly enough, when Axar Patel was a kid, he was a left-arm fast bowler. Now, imagine a tall left-arm fast bowler in the making, and that's exactly what Sanjay Patel saw in Axar Patel. Now, Axar Patel as a fast bowler had long strides, but something that already stood out with him as a teenager was his accuracy, and that's exactly how he would get his wickets. But funnily enough, every time they were in a winning position...
Hold on. I got a question about the World Cup. So, like, is there like because I didn't see the ceremony. After the game, I had cut the game off. I ain't gonna lie. I had to handle some IRL things. But I seen the game or whatever the case may be. But okay, let me ask this. So how many how can I put this question? Do cricket have, like, after the final, right? Do y'all have like the most wickets? Like, who got the most wickets in a season? Who got the most runs in a season? Who got the most XYZ in a season? So with that being said, who was the #1 bowler, if that's a thing? In the T20 World Cup of 2026, and who had the most runs? I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, if y'all have that information, bro, I would appreciate that. Please write it down in the comment section, bro, if you have that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, if you don't, it's fine. If that's not a thing, then It don't even matter.
Axar Patel would then come back
Let's
and
start back
start
in.
bowling left arm spin for the fun of it. Something that he used to do for fun, he then graduated, and gradually they made sure that Axar Patel starts bowling consistently and starts bowling more and more left arm spin. It was ironic because at the age of 15, a lot of people saw Axar Patel as a gifted batter who could also bowl fast. 3 years later, he was making his debut in first-class cricket, and just in his second game, picked up 6 for 55 for Gujarat against Delhi, bowling left-arm off-spin. Now, with change in skill set, there was also a change in attitude, because during the under-19 days, Axar Patel was made the Kedar district under-19 captain. And right when he was made the captain, for the first 4 days, he didn't even turn up for practice. And when he did turn up, he turned up in jeans and t-shirt. After which, the coach of the team gave him a blank sheet of paper and told him to write his resignation letter as the captain. And this changed his attitude 360 degrees towards the game. He realized he needs to be disciplined, dedicated, to make sure not only is he making it big in cricket, but to also make sure that he's disciplined as a human being. Now, Axar Patel wasn't just flourishing in leather ball cricket, but he was also flourishing in tennis ball cricket. One fine day in a newspaper, his coach saw...
Tennis ball cricket? Wait, flourishing in tennis ball cricket. Wait, what is that? Tennis ball? I had never heard of that. Tennis ball cricket. Let me see. Axar Patel was one of the India's best players in the T20 World Cup 2024. In an interview, Axar Patel explains how playing tennis ball cricket and IPL pressure brought the best out of him in current situations. Tennis ball cricket, bro. Let me know in the comment section, bro, please.
That Axar Patel was the highest run scorer in a tennis ball led tournament, after which the coach had to convince Axar Patel to not take part in these tournaments because he had to make sure all the polished skill set that Axar Patel had wasn't going for wasted. Over the next few years, Axar Patel kept getting wickets and kept scoring runs in the Gujarat's age group cricket. After which in 2012, he did make his Vijayazare debut for Gujarat, where in 4 matches he picked up 3 wickets with an economy of 4.6. Something that always stood out with him was his economy rate, making sure that he didn't concede a lot of runs, and that was shown with his wicket-taking abilities in the next season of the Vijayazare, where in 5 matches he picked up 7 wickets with an economy of 4.1. Not only was he the highest wicket taker for Gujarat, he also had the best economy rate. With this, he also scored a bit of runs because in the 4 innings that he did get to
with bat, 5 matches, 80 runs, average of 40, strike rate 105.2.
bat, he had an average of 40, but more impressively a strike rate of 105. He was the 6th highest run scorer for Gujarat, but amongst the 6 batters, he had the highest strike rate, which means he was a real all-rounder in the making, and all the Gujarat selectors kept a very keen eye on him. But it wasn't just the Gujarat selectors that kept an eye on him, it was also the IPL scouts, and especially the Mumbai Indians. Now, he didn't get a single game for the Mumbai Indians, but in 2014, it was the Mumbai Indians.
That is so crazy, bro. Like, look, then versus now. That is so crazy. You know what? Hey, I ain't gonna say that too.
Now, he didn't get a single game for the Mumbai Indians, but in 2014, it was the Kings 11 Punjab that did get Axar Patel and made sure they gave him game time. Because mind you, in 2014, he was making his IPL debut. In 17 games, he picked up 17 wickets with an economy of just 6.1.
A wicket almost every game.
He was the 6th highest wicket taker in the IPL that season, and amongst the 6 bowlers, he had the best economy rate. And mind you, I repeat once again, it was his debut IPL season. By the end of the season, he got the Emerging Player of the Tournament award. Of course, no surprises. Alright, lads, we have 4 minutes into the video and you still have Player of the Tournament award. Of course.
He got the Emerging Player of the so that's like the rookie. It's like the rookie of the year.
Of course, no surprises. Got it. Alright, lads, we have 4 minutes into the video and you still haven't hit that subscribe button. Get us to 40,000 subscribers.
Thanks, but not the 40,000. Give us the 4,000 though. You know what I'm saying? Give us the 4,000, bro. You clicked on it, bro. Like, listen, bro. Listen, I'm just saying what he's saying, bro. To you, you get what I'm saying, bro? He said you made this far in the video without subbing up, bro. Go ahead and sub with the post notification to all, bro. Thank you, bro. You're in the road to 4,000. Come on, bro. Turn up, bro.
So that by the end of the 1 wicket, but right after the IPL, he gets a call up to play for the Indian team in the ODI series against Bangladesh, where he didn't have the most impressive debut because across 3 matches he only picked up 1 wicket. But this is where things get a little interesting. Did you guys know he was part of the 2015 World Cup squad but didn't get a single game? He was there with Ravichandran Ashwin and Jadeja, part of the squad. But what even led up to that to begin with? Because a lot of people don't even know that he was part of the squad. So he must have done something right. So after his debut ODI series, he plays a one-off match against the West Indies. But where he really stood out was in the series against Sri Lanka, where he played 5 ODIs. Where by the end of the series, he was the highest wicket taker. In 5 matches, he picked up 11 wickets with an economy...
5 matches, bro. 11 wickets. runs 199, an economy of a 4.6, bro. Highest wicket taker in the series, best economy rate amongst the top 5 wicket takers, bro. Like, what the hell? That is
Just
insane.
4.6. And
That
not
is
just that, there was a
insane.
match in Ranchi where he and Virat Kohli put on a really solid partnership to make sure India crosses the line. And what is more impressive is after the match, Virat Kohli was heaps and praises about this Axar Patel, who a lot of people didn't even know at the time, but was making his mark with the ball and now with the bat. Now, after all of this, he was then selected in the Tri-Series down under against Australia and England, and eventually he was picked up in the 2015 World
Bro,
Cup
my boy
squad.
just keep getting
Unfortunately,
picked
of
up.
course, he didn't get a game, but until the
Okay.
World Cup, since Axar Patel's debut, he was the third highest wicket taker for the
Crazy.
Indian team. Where in 13 matches, he picked up 16 wickets with an economy of 4.4. Where amongst the top 5 wicket takers, he had the best economy rate. And this is where things start getting a little interesting for Axar Patel. Because with Axar Patel at that time, you always had another prominent left-arm spinner with Ravindra Jadeja. Now, MS Dhoni in the press conference leading up to the 2015 World Cup did talk about how Jadeja will be ahead of Axar Patel because of all those experiences, especially playing the World Cup in Australia. But right after the World Cup, when Jadeja got his shoulder injury, Jadeja's career almost seemed like it was going downhill. And this is where Axar Patel also started stepping up. Because at one point after Jadeja was dropped from the ODI squad, Axar Patel dominated being the left-arm spinner in the Indian squad. He played 7 out of the 8 ODI matches after that, and he was also part of the India A squad that played multiple day matches against South Africa.
Bro, from what I've been hearing so far, bro, they gotta keep him in the standing lineup, bro. I mean, in the starting lineup, bro. You got to, bro. You got to, bro. Because I know he's still performing. That's the thing, bro. Like, I literally seen him perform. Bro, wait, did India even lose any game? Because I didn't see every game, bro. I didn't see every game part of the T20 2026 World Cup. I didn't see every single game that they played in. But I don't think that they lost. Every game that I seen, they won, I believe. I'm not mistaken. And I think I seen a couple. I seen a couple. So let me know, bruh.
Not only that, he was also part of the ODI series against South Africa, standing out with Harbhajan Singh and Amit Mishra in the mix. But right, we are in 2026, and now when you look at Jadeja's career, he did eventually make a comeback. He outperformed almost everyone in those couple of matches in the domestic circuits across formats, and because it was Jadeja and because he had already played for the Indian team and had those experiences and had those match-winning performances, he was eventually brought back. Which is also why if you look at Axar Patel's graph in terms of the amount of matches he plays since his debut until 2021 and 22, it's not a lot of matches across T20s and the ODI format. But it was on 22nd July of 2022 when Axar Patel makes a comeback into the ODI squad almost after 5 years. And this is because Hardik Pandya and Ravindra Jadeja were not part of the squad, and Axar Patel got a game against the West Indies. And this was also because this was leading up to the 2023 World Cup, and India wanted a pool of 40-45 players who were ready in case there were people who were getting injured. And Axar Patel, like always for most part of his career, was looked at as a replacement for Jadeja in case Jadeja met with an injury. And this is where a lot of people were surprised by Axar Patel's batting, because in the second ODI against the West Indies, when India's back was against the wall, Axar Patel scored 64 of just 35 deliveries, finishing off the match with a 6 and making sure India crosses the line. For a man who made his ODI debut in 2014, it was in 2022 when he gets his first ever half century.
But you know what I just realized about like the cricket jerseys, bro? You know how to wear, well, I'm not sure if y'all know how to wear like Americans, like NFL, like, you know, basketball, stuff like that. Maybe even hockey, I'm not too sure. Like maybe other sports. But it's always the last name is on the back of the jersey. But I realized about cricket, bro, it normally be their first names that be on the jersey, bro. Like, I don't know, that's kind of like crazy. I don't know, that's crazy, y'all. It's crazy to me because I experienced American based games here. And like even like soccer, bro, like / football, like literally it's just the back of the jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like it's their last name. So that's it's kind of like I just realized that not too long ago though, but like I don't know. I thought it was like a cool little change though. You know what I'm saying? Instead of the last name, it's the first name.
This wasn't the first time the Indian players at least saw Axar Patel's capabilities with the bat, because even in the IPL of that year, Axar Patel scored 38 of 17 deliveries against the Mumbai Indians. And even a couple of years before that against the Chennai Super Kings.
Talk about the IPL coming up, man. Let me know your favorite team is, bro. In the comments section, talk
The
about IPL.
so-called like-to-like player Ravindra Jadeja, he hit 3 sixes off Jadeja to win against the Chennai Super Kings.
Okay.
Of
Okay.
course, until that
CSK
point,
right there.
Axar Patel
Okay.
had also made his test debut and had scored runs in the red ball format, but people really hadn't seen him score international runs in the white ball format. Interestingly enough, when he was in and out of the white ball squad, he worked a lot on his batting. Of course, he knew he had the skill set with the ball, and even though sometimes he was called a one-dimensional bowler, he did a few things differently with the ball that we will get into, but it was mostly with the bat that he was working on. He would work on his technique, he would look at his footage again and again, and especially a county stint in 2019 helped his batting quite a bit, because not only was he practicing in India, but he was also getting foreign conditions to bat in. And for someone who was called as a one-dimensional bowler with the ball, he brought about a lot of variations, simple variations, but with the way he would release the ball. He started using his bowling crease a lot more and the angle of the hand a lot more. Now these might look like simple variations, but you as a batter, when you see the subtle changes, they make quite a bit of difference, which is also why Axar Patel was now regularly part of the white ball format. He was looked at someone who would possibly play in the 2023 ODI World Cup and from there on become the number one left arm spinner for the Indian team. Unfortunately, though, in the Asia Cup leading up to the World Cup, Axar Patel did get injured and did not get a place in the 2023 World Cup squad. But he was quite impressive with the bat and the ball in the ODI format, because until he did get...
with the bat, okay, we got 16 matches, 300 runs, average of 30, strike rate 106. Okay, then we got with the bowl, we got matches 16, 14 wickets, 493, and then an economy of a 4.9.
Injured since his comeback in 2022. Axar Patel played 16 matches. He had a batting average of 30 with a strike rate of 106, which in itself is impressive. But with the ball across 16 matches, he picked up 15 wickets. He might not have picked a lot of wickets, but he had an economy rate of 4.9. An economy rate of less than 5 is bloody insane. Now, in between all of this, you have to remember that he also played the 2022 T20 World Cup, where he wasn't all that impressive. In fact, in 5 matches, he only picked up 3 wickets with an economy rate of 8.6. He was the most expensive Indian bowler of the lot. But right, this is where we are getting into the spicy bit of Axar Patel's career. Because, yeah, sure, he didn't have the most impressive 2022 T20 World Cup, but from then on, he's only looked impressive in the IPLs, in the ODI squad, and even in the T20 squad. He unfortunately missed the 2023 World Cup, but he had time for redemption in the 2024 IPL. Because in 14 matches with the bat, he scored 235 runs with an average of 29 and a strike rate of 131. And all of this, he also had 250s. But remember, Axar Patel is predominantly a bowler, and he did all of this with the bat. And with the ball, of course, in 14 matches, he picked up 11 wickets with an economy rate of 7.6. Now, objectively, 11 wickets might not impress all of you, but you have to remember at that time, he had a better economy rate and took more wickets than Jadeja. So his place in the 2024 T20 World Cup squad was almost confirmed. And that's exactly what happened. He was named in the 2024 World Cup squad alongside Jadeja, and Axar Patel played a crucial role in that World Cup. The first time he really stood out was the game against Pakistan, which normally people forget. Because with the bat, we only managed to score 119 runs. We were all out for 119 in the first innings, where Axar Patel came out to bat at number 4 for the very first time in the ODI format, for the very first time in international cricket in the white ball format, and scored 20 off 18. He was only the second batter in the squad to get more runs than 15. Contribution of 20 might not seem like a lot, but in the context of the game, that was quite a bit. And even with the ball, Axar Patel bowled 2 overs, gave away just 11 runs, picking up that 1 wicket. So right, Axar Patel has arrived in the T20 World Cup and he has contributed in one of the biggest games for India against Pakistan. And then on, it almost seemed like it was Axar Patel's World Cup, because then came the semi-final against England, where with the ball in 4 overs, he picked up 3 wickets, giving away just 23 runs. Axar Patel's role in the World Cup was very interesting as compared to Jadeja, because Axar Patel would often bowl in the power play, and even in this game, he bowled in the power play and picked up a wicket. He picked up the wickets of...
literally what, 2026 semi-final? Wasn't it India versus England? That was a good game? I forgot my boy name. What's my boy name who went crazy? I think for England, bro. What was my dog name, bro? I forgot his name, man. I don't know, bro. It's not coming to me right now. But if you know, bro, help me, bro, in the comments.
Josh Butler, Johnny Bairstow, and even Moeen Ali. And remember, Josh Butler at that time was in form. It wasn't like the 2026 Josh Butler that we saw. So Axar Patel's come clutch against Pakistan. He's come clutch against England. And then came the 2024 final, where it almost seemed like India were going to choke. India found themselves being 34 for 3 in the 5th over itself. And that's when Axar Patel walked into bat at number 5, building up a partnership with Virat Kohli. Even though Virat Kohli scored 76, it was almost Axar Patel's 47 of 31 that changed the momentum of the game. It was him who decided to take the attack to the opposition. It was him who decided to play those attacking shots, which almost seemed like it made things easier for Virat Kohli to then do his thing. And remember, by the end of that innings, Axar Patel got run out and had a strike rate of 151. For someone to at least score 20 runs in that innings, he had the highest strike rate. He played a huge part even in the way Virat Kohli played in that innings. And even with that, with the ball, even though he had an economy rate of 12, he did get Tristan Stubbs out, which at that time was very important. Now, by the end of the World Cup, everyone was impressed with Axar Patel's contribution with the bat and the ball. With the bat across 8 matches, he had an average of 23 with a strike rate of 139. And with the ball, Axar Patel really stood out, especially against Ravindra Jadeja. Because where Axar Patel got 9 wickets across 8 games, Jadeja only got 1. And for those of you who have been following Indian cricket in the last couple of years, you know that Axar Patel only got started in the 2024 T20 World Cup. Because come the 2025 Champions Trophy final, he comes clutch once again. Because across 8 overs that Axar Patel bowled in the final, he got no wickets, but he had an economy rate of 3.6. Now, if you did watch the final, you do.
This man economy rate is so insane to me, bro. On how low this shit is always. Like, bro, I think the highest that I've seen so far for his economy, bro, has been like 7. It's always been in like the 3 or 4. It's something like in like the 3 to 4 range. I ain't gonna lie, it's something like 3 to 4 range. I say more so the 4 range. But like, bro, this man is going berserk, bro. Like, I wonder what his stat was for the 2026 World Cup, bro.
Know how important Axar Patel's spell was. He almost choked New Zealand and gave away no runs at all. And even with the bat, he scored 29 of 40. Now, again, 29 doesn't seem like a lot of runs, but in the final, while chasing a target, when he walked into bat at 122 for 3, it was a tricky situation, which he just consolidated. He made sure he took his time and built another partnership. Again, by the end of the Champions Trophy, interestingly enough, with the ball, him and Jadeja almost had very, very similar numbers, almost creepingly so. Because in 5 matches, both of them picked up 5 wickets and both had an economy rate of 4.35. But with the bat, however, because Axar Patel was batting at number 5 predominantly, he of course scored more runs. Where in 5 matches, he had an average of 27 and a strike rate of 74. Not the biggest of strike rates and something he was criticized for, but he was at consolidated at number 5, making sure every time India is under pressure, he just builds on a partnership. Now, Axar Patel is having the time of his life. The 2024 T20 World Cup winner, 2025 Champions Trophy winner, coming clutch under pressure. It was quite obvious that he was going to be one of the...
Didn't they just won the World Cup? Yo, them boys.
Main players in the 2026 T20 World Cup as well. But what a lot of people did not expect is the lead up to it. Because leading up to the 2026 T20 World Cup, he didn't have the best of IPLs with the ball. Because across 12 games, he only picked up 5 wickets with an economy rate of 8.4. Now, this was the most expensive he had ever been in the IPL history. Let's take a step back from what I said. 8.4 is the most expensive he has ever been, which in itself is quite impressive because his career economy in the IPL is just 7.3. Now, to give you a little perspective on that, there are 29 bowlers in the history of the IPL to at least take 100 wickets. Out of that, Axar Patel's economy is the 7th best in the list. And out of these 7 players, only 3 play international cricket and only 4 currently play the IPL. That goes to show how Axar Patel is one of the greatest IPL players already. But let's stick to international cricket and let's talk about how Axar Patel had done since the end of the 2024 T20 World Cup until the 2026 T20 World Cup. In the T20 format, he was the 3rd highest wicket taker for the Indian team, where in 27 matches he picked up 28 wickets. But with the bat, he wasn't all that impressive because he had...
Golly, son! 27 matches, 28 wickets, bro. Okay, my boy.
Average only 19 with a strike rate of 120.
Okay, my boy.
Leading up to the World Cup, and for a lot of people unexpectedly so, he was made the vice captain in the series against New Zealand, and also for the T20 World Cup, he was officially made the vice captain of the Indian T20 squad. And funnily enough, around the same time, he was also demoted in the BCCI contracts, going from contract B to contract C. For someone who's almost a 2-format player already and sometimes plays all the 3 formats and is the vice captain of a format, it's funny that he was demoted a contract. Now, we do know that in the 2026 T20 World Cup, Axar Patel did play the first 3 games, then got rested against Netherlands, and then got dropped against South Africa, which was quite questionable to a lot of people because you're dropping the vice captain to begin with, you're dropping one of the highest wicket takers for your team to begin with. Until he got dropped against Netherlands, he was the highest wicket taker for the Indian team, where in 3 matches in the World Cup, he picked up 6 wickets with an economy rate of just 6.6. So then him getting dropped against Netherlands and South Africa didn't really make sense, and the loss against South Africa just pinpointed that. And of course, he came right back into the Indian squad. Now, he didn't get a lot of wickets against Zimbabwe right when he came back, nor against the West Indies, but interestingly so, and almost right throughout his career, against West Indies, he had the best economy rate amongst any bowler who bowled that day. Right, so India has won against West Indies, and now we have the semi-final against England, where when you look at the scorecard, he has figures of 1 for 35 in
this game right here was
not
crazy.
The most impressive bowling figures, but the wicket of Tom Batten at that time was also very crucial. But he made his mark in the semi-final in other ways, in ways that he only knows best. Now, India's catching efficiency in the Super 8 was worst amongst any team. India had a catching efficiency of just 71.7%. We had dropped 13 catches just in the Super 8s. Until Jasprit Bumrah ran into bowl and bowled a slow ball in his very first over against Harry Brooks, where he skied one, and that's when Axar Patel ran back to the boundary from the 30-yard circle looking right up and took one of the most incredible catches under pressure in a World Cup. And if that wasn't enough, he topped it all off with another spectacular catch of Will Jacks, except he didn't really catch the ball. He tumbled over the boundary line, but right before that, he relayed the ball to Shivam Dube. It might be Shivam Dube's catch in the end, but that was Axar Patel's all doing. And that's the kind of impact Axar Patel made on that semi-final. It wasn't his bowling or the batting, it was those 2 catches that made such a big difference. For a team that dropped so many catches, there he was taking one of the most difficult ones under pressure. And then came the all-important T20 World Cup final of 2026. It just got over a couple of days ago. I'm sure not a lot of people have forgotten it, but let's talk about what Axar Patel had done in that match. Right, so he bowled 3 overs, gave away 27 runs, an economy of 9 at that. But with all of this, he picked up 3 crucial wickets. And almost every time he picked up a wicket, it was right after him getting hit for a 6, funnily enough. He got Finn Allen out in the 3rd over. To give you a little perspective on how important it was to get the openers out, the openers in the T20 World Cup for New Zealand scored more than 40% of all the runs that the New Zealand
had. Especially Seifert. No, Seifert literally was doing this thing, bro. I ain't gonna lie. No, Seifert
scored
was
as
crazy,
a team. Bro. And then he got Glenn Phillips out in the 5th over, and the all-important Daryl Mitchell, who always looks to hurt the Indian team, in the 13th over. And that was the final. He picked up 3 wickets by the end of his spell. And there you had Axar Patel stepping up in one of the most precious situations in a tournament final once again.
What I'm learning about Patel, bro, my boy is literally a clutch maker, bro. Like, he can clutch. That's what I'm literally learning about him. Like, especially, bro, in crucial times, bro, when he needs to, is under pressure, he follows through, bro. For what I've been seeing so far and what I heard in this video, man, my boy can clutch. I ain't gonna lie to you, so I gotta give him that, man. You know what I mean? I gotta give him that right there, bro. But listen, if you enjoyed this video, bro, make sure you go to like, comment, and subscribe, man. Turn on post notifications to all, so you never miss a single upload in the near future, man. Yes, we are on the road to 3,600, man. Yes, we're on the road to 4,000. We are closing in on 4,000, bro. 4,000 before June. Let me see what is it? March, April, May, June. Come on, bro. March. If I be consistent enough, March, April, May, June. You know what? Before July. June, that's the last month, bro. We gotta get to 4,000, bro. Before July 1st, we gotta end with 4,000 subs, bro. That's the goal, and we're gonna get that goal. As long as I work towards it, I know that y'all boys gonna help me get there. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, man, stay motivated, stay prayed up, bro, and stay hydrated. And I will see y'all boys in the next video, man. Take care. I love y'all boys.